make your way around the seawall, find the Old Sea restaurant, new renovation, new look, new taste. Don't you, babe?
Yeah, and who doesn't love waterfront dining? Ancora now open, and there's a bit of a Peruvian twist, and for good reason, Chef Ricardo, because you're from Peru.
Yes. Hi, welcome to Ancora.
Hey, thanks very much. Let's talk about those traditional Peruvian flavors, because that's a pretty hot food trend right now. What are key to our paella that we're doing that have traditional Peruvian flavors?
So we have a halal paella here, and what we're using is we're using Peruvian corn, and we're using ají amarillo. Ají means chili. Amarillo means yellow.
Check how big these kernels are. Is that really indicative
and they're
of
actually
Peruvian
savory
corn?
instead of, they're not sweet like the actual ones. And then, we basically, we devein them, we blanch them to get a little bit of the spiciness out of it. And then we turn them into a paste, which is right here.
Just right there.
Right, so we're gonna be adding this to our paella to give it a little bit of twist. The classic style with chorizo and sofrito, very Spanish. And then what we do is we add a little bit of this ají amarillo to the pan. And then we kind of cook it a little bit to give it a little bit of roasted flavor. And then we add our hero of the dish here, the black rice.
And that is different than like something like a Spanish paella. So
correct.
Is the flavor quite a bit different?
Yes, and it's actually sweeter.
Okay.
And it has a very nice flavor on its own. The reason why you choose this rice is because it combines very well with the sweetness of this pepper, right? So basically the paella, give it a little twist, and then we put a little bit of shrimp in there.
And what's Brian doing back there?
Brian right now is searing our halibut. That's going to go on the fish, and then he's doing what we call basting.
And why do you do that?
The basting basically is butter, so it gives it moisture to the dish, as well as flavor. And he's putting a little bit of herbs, and the herbs get infused on the butter, and then that's what happens.
All right, and we are out of time, because look at all that action. Out of time, but that's okay. You've got the finished product. There it is. The, paella with a Peruvian twist here at Ancora Waterfront Dining. Russ, how good does that look? It's hot in the kitchen. Hot. I'm telling you.
Goodness, that is a work of art.
You know what Baba Ghanoush is?
We're about to find out, aren't we? The ins and outs with some waterfront dining.
I just want to say Baba Ghanoush.
It's a fun word.
I know, who doesn't want to say Baba Ghanoush? And then who doesn't want to know how to make it? We're going to learn a little bit about how they do it here at Ancora Waterfront Dining in just a few moments. But Chef Ricardo, of course, Brian's working hard back there. Let's talk just briefly a little bit about what Peruvian flavors are, because, again, there are elements of that here at the restaurant.
So Peruvian flavors always incorporate mild spiciness to it, sometimes even hotter. But we're in Vancouver, so we're trying to keep the level of the spiciness, to
something that everyone can handle, right?
Exactly.
And this particular sable fish dish actually includes Peruvian, Japanese, and Mediterranean flavors.
Correct. So the dish, the components are the baba ganoush. Then we have the fish that is marinated on a Japanese marinade, and then the glaze on top is a panca glaze. Panca is basically a Peruvian pepper that grows in the coast of Peru, and has fruity and smoky flavors. So that's why we finish it on the grill too, so even accentuate those smoky flavors.
And right beside that beautiful eggplant, tell us a little bit how you're making that baba ganoush.
So basically that's the first process to make the baba ganoush. We char the eggplant until it gets really burnt in the outside, and by that happening, what happens inside is the pulp of the eggplant gets really smoky. And then we saute some onions, some garlic, some chilies, Peruvian chilies in there. And then we make our baba ganoush, which is right here. That's the finished product. And now we're gonna move on to the plate to show you how we plate the dish.
All right.
And yeah, again, what we're trying to do here at Ancora is, always using the freshest ingredients as much as we can, and incorporating international ingredients. So we just do a little smear of that.
I love the schmear, the official chef term, right?
That's right. So this is a very simple one. And then here we have actually puff quinoa. So basically quinoa that gets overcooked, then it gets dried out, and then fried in a pan. So it gives a little crunchiness to the dish. Very much needed. So now we're going to proceed to grab the eggplant.
Perfect. I'm going to let you continue to plate that. By the way, Ancora Waterfront Dining is in the Old Sea restaurant. Beautiful view. Can't beat it. Opens up at 3 for cocktails. More details. Check out their website. And you know what? We've got that finished product right there. Russ Lacate has weather coming up next. What's the weather going to hold for that patio season? Find out up next on BT. Look how beautiful
and that's
that
our
is.
Beautiful
there it's
finished.
We'll be right back. We're here at Ancora Waterfront Dining, and Andrea, what a beautiful spot. Tell us a little bit about the decor in here.
Yeah, it's a very light nautical theme. Our designer really wanted to marry, the decor with the seafood that Chef Ricardo has created. And I think she's done a great job.
Yeah, and speaking of food, chef, seafood.
Beautiful. So this is the glacier, and it actually represents our restaurant with the Japanese and Peruvian fusion going on here, and Asian also, right? So we have the tartare and the ceviche tasting. We actually have a vegetarian tasting, so it invites vegetarians to come to the restaurant and also try dishes that we prepare for them. And then we have the sashimi tasting in the middle, Peruvian mussel escabeche, Dungeness crab causa, and then we have the poached prawns, Vancouver's favorite. And then some oysters, of course.
I love it. A beautiful combination of, again, all those elements, cultural elements, in addition to our beautiful West Coast. But wine pairings, what are the big rules when pairing wine with seafood, Andrea?
Well, you know, a real good rule of thumb is power with power and lightness with lightness. So if you're having something like the Glacier Tower, you know, champagnes, a nice Riesling, or even this rosé from Sea Star on Pender Island. So
what about
nice,
red? Because red is kind of a bit dangerous when it comes to you know, seafood, not necessarily a great pairing, right?
Yeah, I mean, red wine, people love red wine. The silver bullet in the industry we like to call is Pinot Noir. So if you wanted to do something like the halibut dish that Ricardo created earlier with the paella, Pinot Noir would be fantastic.
Okay.
It's got that acidity level, so that's really good for pairing.
And is there kind of a one wine fits all for all the types of seafood that we have here?
A no-brainer, champagne. It's incredible. Good acidity in champagne. Anytime you want to do something quite versatile with you know, different components that we have here in the Glacier Tower, champagne is a no-brainer.
I love it. So much great information and a beautiful Peruvian twist here on BT. For more details on Ancora, Waterfront Dining, you can check out their website.